How do you view the way the society in the Western world, how we treat people who are having psychical struggles? I mean, the psychical struggles are not visible as if you break.
Well, the thing is, I think in this kind of a society, there is a difference in being a musician or having a regular job.
Okay.
For example, if I would have a regular job at the time that I got this seizure attack, then I would have probably gotten money to be sick, at least a year or something like that. Then everything would have worked out. I could have gotten help for free, and everything works out. It's because you have a regular job. Everything is included in that. So that system is really good. The thing is, if you want to have I just quit my job before I got that.
Oh.
So what happened? When you're a musician, so when you're an artist, nothing is settled. You've got nothing. So what happens is, then society is not ready for you. I had to take a year off or even more, but there was no income at all because I couldn't work. But there was also no arrangement for me to recover. It was all up to me, and that's the thing that is really two-sided. Society is really dealing very well with a lot of those cases, and I think sometimes too well, because sometimes you should also be a little bit tough for yourself.
People give up very easily.
Yeah, exactly. But when you're a musician, I'd like to warn a lot of musicians out there that have nothing settled, in some kind of insurance or sickness money or whatever. You should really take care of that, because it can happen to anyone. And if you don't have any savings, you're doomed.
Yeah. I can imagine. So artists, does this artists in general, or is this musicians?
I think it's for artists in general. There are some things you can, there is some money you can get for being an artist, but it's still not a really. It's almost like an own business, but still not really. So it's not really like an own business. It's not taken really seriously in a lot of cases. And I can imagine, because there are a lot of that I don't take seriously.
Okay.
Because they are always drunk and in the bar, and they are musicians. But when you're talking about musicians that are actually creating stuff and having a business, achieving something, well, that could be seen more as a business as that it's seen today.
You don't get any money from social welfare or anything like that?
No, at this point I didn't, because it's like because I just quit my job. It was bad timing in any way, But on the other hand, I've been lucky enough to do the stuff with After Forever before that, and there were bands that were much better than us when we started, that haven't gotten that chance. So I mean, it has two sides.
My favorite track on the album is the Breakdown. I love the way the duels between the soft and the harsh part drive the song through. I wonder, when you write songs, do you think about what you want to express? If you think of emotions, as in Breakdown, which is the characteristic Beauty and the Beast track, or do you more like vary the music because it's need variation to maintain the listener's attention?
I think we already know the Beauty and the Beast is cool, but it's not new anymore. And what I tried to do with Breakdown was to replace the grunts with a rap-like voice, not really grunting. And that is something you don't hear that much. But this album was for me the proof for myself that I need to have a lot of differences to be really happy with the result myself, because I like power metal, I like thrash, I like death, I like black, I like rap vocals, I like clean vocals, whatever, So when I write the songs, I know which kind of a voice should be in it. I also know that with After Forever, I always know where Floor has to sing and where I do the grunts. I know it when I write the part. So I mean, it's not something I have to later on, but definitely Amanda contributed a lot with making it even more versatile.
Rap, I didn't think of rap vocals at all. I thought that just it was so cool, but I see what you mean with rap, but I didn't think about it. Maybe that's why I liked it more. I hate rap music, by the way, but that's maybe why I like Breakdown the most so far, because it's so different from the rest of the songs, in my opinion.
It is, and it's a little bit bark-like, you know.
Yeah.
That is a little bit, and so it's a totally different groove, and you know, for me, Breakdown is the most honest song when it comes to this is the real feeling of tragedy when nothing works out anymore, you know. So this song, to me, this song has the atmosphere that you have when you give up on everything. You know, I think so. This is a really honest song to me. So it's funny that you mentioned that one.
On what you say about Breakdown being the most honest song, and it's kind of like a song which is in your face, if you see what I mean, both musically and also lyrically speaking. So one question which I would like to end the interview session with is, why did you allow your system to be overloaded?
Yeah, it's the question is more, you know, why do people allow their system not to work 100%? So I mean, it's more like when you have the feeling you can do more, you know, why shouldn't you? Because life is, you know, pretty short, and you know, sometimes obviously, you know, it should not be overloaded.
Of course.
But I mean, I always think there's so much you can do in a day. Well, you know, let's just try it. And obviously, I've learned now that is not such a good idea. But that's the way I thought about it. You know, if you have a system and it seems to work, then you should use it as much as possible. But obviously, your mind is not a car. You know, when it's broken, you get a new one. And I think that I was confused with that. I think.
Too much information, simply.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think, you know, everybody tries to do as much as possible with what they have been given, and but I guess taking it easy once in a while is probably the most important thing, you know, you should do.
Yeah, because there is this line, you know, it's always been easy, too basic. Life is now dealing in credit, and that's a kind of a strange way to write it. But the way I see it, it's like things have been too easy. You have just done the things because they felt natural, instead of stopping up from time to time and think, should I maybe relax a little bit in between?
Yeah. Well, you definitely took your time reading those lyrics. That is really cool. That is yeah. But you know, you are right, and you know, and you can see. You know, you can see it in different ways also.
Yeah.
And that's why the lyrics are pretty cryptic sometimes. You know, that song is a really, pretty intense song when it comes to that.
Personally, I had not a breakdown, but I had like this antisocial period for a year where I just didn't meet people that much, except for going to work, of course. So some way I do understand, but I haven't had I didn't write a review or didn't do an interview for a year, so I feel sorry for that, and I hope that you recover in full again and manage to write music again.
Yeah, I thank you very much for that, and you know, and I also hope, you know, especially people like you who are, you know, who really appreciate music, you know, that you don't lose that enthusiasm because of being overworked or whatever, because that is what the music world needs, you know. So thanks very much, but I just, you know, I just want to say, whenever you feel close to some kind of a you know, overload of tiredness, you know, you should give in to that, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, if I can give you a hint, you know, I will, but that's really important.